Hi everyone. This is a brief introduction to Skeleton. You may have already looked at the materials that SitePoint shared on CodePen. You do not have to have done that in order to get something out of this particular screencast. There is a difference between you downloading and using the information that's on CodePen and downloading GetSkeleton itself. When you do download from getskeleton.com, you are going to receive a zipped file. Inside of that folder, once you unzip it, there's going to be CSS. There are two CSS files, and there's going to be one image, just the fave icon. I've added a few other photos in there because I want to work with this. And there is a default index for you to get started with. I'm going to open up that index with Text Wrangler. And let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Inside of the index, in the head of the document, there is a link to the two separate CSS files. This particular document is also showing you how you can link to Google Fonts. In particular, Railway is in use. And the viewport is specified for mobile. That's important. When you get to mobile first or mobile design, you need to specify viewport because content needs to be scaled down to device width as appropriate. And here in the body, we have the basic page. Well, let's go ahead and save this. And I'm going to save it as Skeleton McMahon. And then I'm going to view my work. Nothing should have changed. I view it by going into my web browser and choosing Open File. Inside of Skeleton McMahon, here we have the basic page. So as I work with this basic page, you should see how the content changes. We have 1/2 column and a margin 25% on the top. Basic page, this is index. It's just waiting for you. Now it says right here, if you need some help, go to the skeleton documentation. Let's talk about the skeleton documentation. Skeleton is a grid layout. Originally, it was 16 columns. The second version is 12 columns, and the max width is 960 pixels. If you want to create a page that has a sidebar on the left and content on the right, you may want to choose the 3/9 or 4/8 column combination. This is some information about Skeleton itself. You're going to need to set up a few containers. I'm going to grab their content and check it against what's already here. So we have container, we have row on line 35, and here we have 1/2 column, and then some content. So I am going to only replace from this row through this row. So somebody knocked at the door. I had to take a break, but I jumped back in and copied a little more information in to the original document. And I wanted to show you the difference between the 111 and the 210. I'm also going to talk to you about the 39. When I copy and paste in, you can see that my beautiful layout is broken. That might help you see where you're at. You have to save your work, so File, Save, and then you can go back and review your page. And when I hit Reload, originally it only had 1, 11, and 2, and 10. But I knew that you wouldn't necessarily see the difference between these if I didn't put a little more content. That's why you'll see I have sidebar and wider sidebar.